Hey, everyone out there. How's everybody doing tonight?
Guys, what's up?
Hey, Courtney.
Hey, I might have a better connection this time because I'm
Oh,
actually
yeah.
on my computer versus my phone. So,
Yeah. All righty. So, Uncle Al and Dave were just here. They stepped off to do something really quick here. But got some fun stuff going on here tonight, I hope. And everyone in the side chat, especially in a little bit, I'm going to need your input. So let's take a look-see here at what we have lined up here. And so, love prepper style. What in the heck was I thinking when I came up with that? Well, I did the same thing last year, talking about love American style. Well, love prepper style, truer than the red, white, and blue. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I know people don't jump and run away. Okay, I won't. I promise I won't sing anymore.
I hear the coyotes out back howling. So
yeah, I was singing, so they're howling. So before we get jumping in here, let's go ahead and run through who's all here in the side chat here. Okay, well, the first one in there was the Evil Twin. And then we got Anna Lee Brown. Hey, Anna. And Uncle Al making comments. We got Tina Weber. All right. And Audra at Home City in Idaho. Audra, I sent you a link if you want to come up here. Audra at Home City in Idaho. Oh, I got someone's got feedback.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got a heavy breather in there too.
Sorry.
All right. All right. We got Michael 58, Keith Kronk, Martha, old school prepper. Martha, I think I sent you a link too. All right, here we go. Sorry, something's popping there. All right, Kaylin Strain's in the house. Keith Kronk. Preston Coin Hunter's in the house. Hey, Preston. Fork and Allotment. Big Dreams Homestead. Oh, got a lot rolling in here now. Our treasure at home. Mary Beth Smith, Kraken 2.0, Mama Z's Texas Kitchen, Claybank Homestead, Southern Blessed Homestead, Liberty Garden, Strong Enough to Bend Homestead, Springfield Ridge Farm, Kathy at North Star Prepstetter, Jay's in the house, Albany Mountain Homestead, going down here. They're rolling in. Everybody good. We're going to have a good chat here. Christy Betts. Mary Beth. I said Mary Beth, didn't I? If not, Mary Beth Smith. Scan Families in the house. All right, I'm down to the bottom. All right, so, and of course, the Springfield Ridge Farm, for those of you who don't know, they run their live just before me, and that's Teresa and Lee.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You got proof. Can you prove it?
Yeah, I just came off theirs.
I was there too.
So you'll see mine and Courtney's comments on their live stream. All righty. So let's go over to, what I have here on the slideshow. Money. Oh, wow. Money. How does money affect your preps? And I got an echo going on. At least let me see where see if I can find where that's at. No, it's not there. Okay, there's an echo. There it went. Okay.
Gone.
All right. And we got Miguel in the house as well. And Maccabeus, Off-Grid Everyday Survival. All right, so money is people call money the root of all evil. No, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil, and that type of evil is what causes people to break up their love,
or worse.
So, what does money have to do with love? As far as what I'm talking about, love prepper style. Well, if you have one spouse or one member wanting to do one thing, such as, oh, let's go out to the movies and dinner every night and do this and spend all the money. The other one wants to know, I want to save it. I want buy food storage and other stuff. You can have problems. So you got, one wanting food supply, one wanting to go out to dinner.
So you mean somebody wanting to buy the latest, greatest, tactical, perfect item for their bug out bag that they're never going to use isn't the best way to do it?
That could be a problem too. It could be the one wanting to buy the latest and greatest iPhone.
Would be why I'm still single, and I'm going to keep it that way. Thank you.
Getting started on a homestead is in here. All right, so then there's the choice of where are you going to live. Some want to buy the rich big house. Someone else may want a nice earth house.
Oh, I like that Hobbit house.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Steve, Corsair Trainers. Hey, how's it going, Steve? And then someone, a big old farm. Hey, that looks like my tractor almost. Others want to stay in suburbia and have a backyard garden like Corsair Trainers. Don't knock it. If you can do it, more power to them. Others want to go for that small cabin out in the middle of nowhere. While their spouse may want, okay, we'll go out in the cabin, but I want a nice new cabin with a little air conditioning unit on the side. Oh, wait a minute, there's cable TV coming into the cabin there.
Hey, I've got to have my internet. That's my only connection with the outside world. Because I don't go outside.
Yeah. Then again, it's like, hey, I want to be with a bunch of other people, like-minded people. Let's have, get a little community together, a compound. We can have it on the lake. Or, hey, we can have a farm compound where we have a bunch of families together up in the hills and doing some farming.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. We were talking a lot about this before the show, guys. This is really nice.
Ask.
I mean, look, I see at least probably 4 or 5 or maybe 6 houses there. There's a big barn and stuff. Yeah, it's a nice little community, with their gardening and stuff. Yeah, for farming. But folks, whether you like it or not, dun dun dun, love impacts how you prep, where you live, and how you spend your money. So, and we have Audra homesteading in Idaho.
Hey, Audra.
She's muted. There we go. That's
Fixed it. I had a feedback. Fixed it.
All right. So now that the slides are over, bring us all up here.
Woohoo! Hey, Audra.
Hey, guys.
She's muted. All right. We still got an echo. So if anybody has the YouTube portion open, mute YouTube, leave the live StreamYard open. So that's how we get feet. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
If you're gonna have the YouTube version and StreamYard open both, you need to just mute the YouTube. That way you can still see comments and comment.
Yeah. You need to have StreamYard unmuted. So she's working on it. Okay, so I invited, specifically Audra and Courtney up here to offset the grumpy guys up here to talk.
Semi-grumpy, okay?
Yeah.
Semi-grumpy.
Well,
very grumpy.
This one I was hoping, but my hopes got dashed. My wife had to go back to California on Wednesday. She had to drive back. I was hoping she was going to be here, and I was going to get her to sit in on this, but she's down there dealing with stuff down there, and she doesn't want to do a live, jump on it from down there. But if she was here, she'd push me over and sit next to me and hit me in the shoulder every time I said something.
Cast iron frying pan right back behind your head, waiting for you to make a mistake.
Oh no, no,
ladies, this is how you control your man.
No, you forget. When I met her, it was Staff Sergeant Campbell of the 91st Division.
Exactly my
drill
point.
Sergeants. She wouldn't hit a frying pan. It would just be poof, sort of like Hulk and the Thor there in the Avengers, thump. But my thing is, and I've seen a lot of this, lately in our marriage and stuff, things going on, how our wanting for our preps and our security and everything else has changed a lot. In fact, so much so that my wife bought the house across the street, which hopefully I'll have internet in on Monday.
Oh, to
Because-
answer Tina's question,
Tina's question.
somebody sent me 120 cases of ramen, so I have to start eating them.
Oh my lord.
Happy
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. Great.
Hey, so
Maccabeus,
it's better to get Swift kick in the butt.
yeah.
True.
What I want to say, my wife is my first wife, my only wife, and we've been married. Got married in '88, so that's 32 years, coming on 33. And one of the things we did we used to fight like cats and dogs, but we also made a promise to each other. No matter how much we fight, we are going to be very stubborn and not give up on it. And
That's the only way to do it.
And so, it's been, no blows were ever thrown, even though I told her, go ahead and hit me. I deserve it that time. But, it's, things we scream, blah, 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 stomp off in other rooms and stuff. But our prepping and stuff, has changed a lot over the years with stuff we've been giving as she pay attention to stuff. We've both been pretty much like-minded along the way, luckily. But there's been major divergence, and we're coming together as we're getting older. And how do I say? Yeah, that's right, Kathy. The D word is not an option. Either D word. Either D word. And Maccabeus. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, Drops Family Garden is in the house now. All right. So guys, Audra, Courtney, I know you have some backing of your husbands. Has there been any problem for you guys in your lifestyle of, homesteading, prepping, and all that other fun stuff?
So, like, for me, I come from a very large ranching family, and right now we are on 1.5 acres. So my brain very much works large property, large stuff. So thankfully, I have a husband that's very supportive of big, big dreams on very small. And I know there's other times, like I have family, they're like, you're nuts. You're on 1.5 acres. Stop making more work for yourself. And then last month he was like, hey, you want cows? There's a deal on cows. We went and got 3, so I'm very lucky to have the support of my husband. When a lot of other people are like, no, you're crazy. You're making too much work for yourself. Just go to the store and buy your groceries. And he's like, no, she loves gardening. She loves canning, all this stuff. I mean, heck, he just bought me a new dehydrator. So I'm very lucky in that aspect, but I also make sure that it's a two-way street. I have to be supportive of the fact that he works full time. And so where a lot of women complain that their husband comes home and maybe wants to take a break, I'm like, no, the dude's been working an 80-hour week. And, he still supports me, but I make sure that he has his time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm retired and my wife is still working her full-time job. Fortunately for her, she's been able, she's an accountant and she's able to do all her work from home. She's an accountant for a property management company. So everything's done by computer anyways. And so she only has to go into the office maybe once a month, print off some reports, take them in and drop them on the boss's desk and boogie back out.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
it hasn't really affected us. It doesn't really affect us that much. I mean, it is hard sometimes because we both are really into prepping. So it's hard sometimes. Like I don't work and he's the only one working right now. So if there's something that we want, it makes it difficult for us to get it, like, so that's that. But I don't know, before we lived in the city, so our prepping scenario has changed quite a bit too, because now we are in the country, and so we don't plan on going anywhere. But before, when we lived in the city, we had to have some kind of escape route or something like that. So our prepping scenarios have changed quite a bit. But I love canning, and I love doing all that kind of stuff, and he's very supportive, and he actually helps me can. So.
Hey, Gray Man, welcome in. Who else snuck in here?
Albany
Mountain Homestead, Gray Man, and I'm scrolling back. I think that's everybody. So
we got 30 people watching. Hit the thumb, guys.
yeah. Now I know Dave, being a single man, but he has a son, so he has to consider Charles and some of the things he does. In fact, Charles is a big part of his heart, even though he tries to shake his head and not admit it. And so I know he does a lot of stuff. He with Charles and stuff because he loves him so much. But Al.
Yes.
You're on the spot.
You're on the spot. I know you talk about your nieces and nephews and your extended family, which I know even though you cuss them out, you still love them and care for them.
Oh yeah, I love them when they ruin my roses and prune my trees to hell.
And cut your lemongrass off.
Oh God, yeah. It's loads of fun. It's like I finally got a perfect bunch of lemongrass. Who takes the weed eater and mows everything down? Look, Uncle Alan, we cut all the weeds. You cut my lemongrass.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess I'm the patriarch of my family because Uncle Alan's the crazy old kook, and we need toilet paper, Uncle Alan. There's none in the stores. Who's the first one they raid? Uncle Alan has toilet paper. Uncle Alan knows what to do. They're rioting, Uncle Alan. Be a man. Here's a baseball bat. Go away.
Yeah, it's like when times got tough and groceries were hard to find, they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to stop by." And I said, "Oh, no, you don't shop at my house." No.
I got my metal stick. Is that good enough?
Yeah,
There you go.
good.
What is so funny about what you guys are saying is
I'll be right back. My son is being very quiet.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
You better run.
What is so funny is years ago when I was setting up the CERT program for the city of Martinez, and I was on the C8, which is the Contra Costa County City CERT, what a city CERT committee, a long title, whatever it is. Basically, there's 8 words that begin with C, so they call it the C8.
Hey, Grammy.
And hey, Grammy Karen, and all these guys, all these police officers from the different cities, the fire departments, the city council representative that would come to the C8 meeting. So, I kept telling them that this is what you guys need to do. This is what we need to help promote in the CERT program, as well as everything else, is to make sure that the CERT teams have preps, that they have food, that they have water, that they have everything they need. And they'd always say, "Hey, we're going to go over to your house." And it's like, well, when you come over to my house after a major disaster, guess what you're going to find? An empty house. Because I got trailers and everything will be, in 2 hours, we will be gone. You'll find furniture there, but all our preps and the family will be gone. But, so now my wife, that was one of the things my wife and I settled on and moved up to Idaho is because, hey, this is our bug out location. Actually, it's now across the street here, but still. Which I will soon be posting a video on. Go ahead, Dave.
One of the, I guess you could say, good things about me having to move is everybody here knows that I have food and water and other necessities stored. Now they're not going to know where to look. Now they're all going to be, out of luck, with nobody to help them, nobody to help their kids. And they're all going to think back in about 8 to 10 months and going, gee, we wish we would have treated him a little bit better, and he'd be here to help us still, but that's okay, because Charles and I will survive.
Jay, answer your question there. Not as many. Well, some of them have a little bit of preps, like maybe 3 months worth of stuff at the most. Most of them, have maybe 2 months. A few have a year's worth of stuff.
It's hard though. Like I don't hardly, I feel like I'm kind of prepared, but I also have that anxiety of like, I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
Like, I'm nowhere near prepared, but I mean, I'm trying, but it's tough. It gives you anxiety almost like, oh my gosh, do I have enough?
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to do it a little at a time. Take your time, because Uncle Alan lost. I think I lost 2 food storage units one time. Wildfire and flood. Watch your whole year's supply wash away downriver.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, JIT.
Hey, Will. It's Will.
Hi, Will.
JIT Preparedness Info. Yeah. Well, interesting was.
I'm going to say one thing real quick, kind of bouncing off her comment there. When it comes to having anxiety attacks, especially concerning preps, because it is something that you think about a lot more than certain other things. You think about, do I have enough canned goods? Do I have enough food? The bills are here, so what? Do I have it right there? You allow something to take control of your mindset. And if you're not careful, what's going to happen is your spouse, partner, however you want to look at it, we know whether we're same sex, whatever. They're going to say something while you're trying to figure something out, and it's going to catch you at the wrong moment, and you might snap. The best thing to do is make a list, which most of us at least have done. So make a list and make sure everybody can read it that is involved in it. And make it big enough that if you're trying to write something on it, there's no mistaking you're busy. And have a communication set up between the two of you. Make sure it's audible and you guys know it, and work it out however you got to work it out. Say, hey, at 6 o'clock tonight after dinner, I'm going to go over and work on that list to see what we need. That way the other person knows for that half hour while your brain is completely focused, because you're having an anxiety issue over it, you're not getting bothered. And the same with the kids. Tell the kids, hey, 6 o'clock, parents going over here to work on something. Give me at least 15, 20 minutes before you bug me unless it's an emergency. Make sure you have a communication plan worked out if you suffer from anxiety. And that goes for both partners. Okay, don't.
To add on to like what you're saying, Dave, this year, with some of the extra prepping we were doing in the recent months, it actually dawned on me as we were doing it that I hadn't been including our 10-year-old in it as much as we do our 17-year-old. And I didn't realize the anxiety it was actually causing him by not being involved. And so it was like, wait a minute, I don't know why we didn't involve him as heavily.
Well, you don't want to scare him either.
Well,
like
exactly.
Yeah,
it's like you don't want to scare your kid.
Well, see, and if you guys have watched any of my recent videos, I got my old channel intro playing again. That picture of Charles sitting there working on a piece of wood is Charles at 3.5 years old.
Nice.
Okay, I started Charles really early.
Hey, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
So he would understand the fundamentals of it. And, that way when I say, hey, look, we got to bug in or we got to bug out, he's not going to flip out and be scared about it instantly. He already understands there may come a time. But see, I've done it incrementally over time.
Yeah, the part that I managed to somehow overlook with our 10-year-old, he does all that with us. But for some reason, I totally had left him out of the storing of items part of it, and that like as we were doing some stuff, it like triggered in him like, oh my heck. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to involve him more.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to involve that extra person too. I mean, because if they're not communicating to you that they want to be involved, you don't know what aspect it is that's frightening them to the point where they don't want to come to you. So you can't just walk up and say, hey, let's go do this. If that happens to be the one thing that's going to trigger them into a major anxiety attack, they're not going to learn nothing. You're going to have an attitude issue, be it a poor attitude or a angry one. So it's finding that spot. And sometimes the best thing to do is say, look, we want to do this over the next couple of weeks. Is there any part of that that bothers you, scares you, whatever? And I did that with Charles when he was like 7. I said, look, we're going to go out and do this. Is there anything about that scares you? He said, no. So I said, we went ahead and did the whole thing. So now when we go shopping, for instance, he's looking at the shelves. Hey, Dad, do we need this to store? Do we need that? So he's now, even at 9, he's starting to try and think ahead. Do we need these canned goods or do we have enough? And of course, once we move, we're going to have a lot less because I have no place to store it.
The prepping thing, I've always been really into prepping. I think when I lived in the city, it was more intense because I was thinking, oh my God, how do we get out of here? But it's become really like a reality just in this year alone. It's really I always thought, not that it was fictitious before, it wasn't. It's just now it's here. This is really happening. We really do need to be prepared. You know what I mean? That's
right.
Really.
It goes from being something you read in a book a while back to, wow, I can actually see everything that was written in that book is actually coming to pass. And it puts more of a pressure on you while you're thinking, which if you suffer from anxiety, and I'm saying anybody here does or doesn't, and I'm not knocking anybody. But if you do suffer from anxiety and you suddenly realize, crap, what I read in this book is actually almost verbatim coming true.
Yeah.
And I can see the writing on the wall that says, I don't have enough. So that's where communication with your partner is absolute a must. Me planning on staying single, I don't have to worry about that much. I just make a plan and follow it. But for those who have a spouse or a mate or whatever, however you live, you've got to be able to communicate that. And some people don't have the ability to communicate effectively when under stress.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I would say, write it down, put it in an envelope, please open it this time and walk away for 5 minutes and let them open that envelope and read it. Even if it's a written communication, I know a lot of people sit there and say, oh, that don't work. Yes, it does. If you're a person that suffers from anxiety, and I have, having my mate at the time hand me a letter in an envelope, and she said, read it in 5 minutes. And she left the room. I waited 5 minutes. I read what she wanted to talk about, and it allowed me to stay calm rather than her just trying to blurt out something, because it was an issue we were having with bills and everything else. It was a very high stress moment for the both of us. We were trying to combine both our incomes to, look at buying a house, which I'm glad we didn't. So, there was a lot of anxiety and stress, and that letter saved us a massive fight that night because we were both able to articulate what we wanted to say without saying what we were trying to say.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Hey, Anthony. Anthony from Pimento Prepares in here now.
Hi, Anthony.
And just trying to keep up here on stuff here, guys. And throwing up everybody's links here. There we go. And now I got Uncle Al to throw up there as soon as I find his again. All right, where are we at here? But one of the things that has been stressful for my wife and I is that women are from Venus, men are from Mars. We speak different languages. I say apples are great. She thinks I said apricots suck. And it just happens. I say one thing and I word it what sounds nice to me, and she goes, "What do you mean?" It's like, "What did you do to me?" Like, that's not what I said. This is what I said. Time out. Yeah. Or she'll say something like, "Didn't you say this?" "No, I said this." It's like, so communication there too is just, even after 33 years, we still flub up and make poof mistakes as far as wording. And I'm just also noticing on the side here, guys, take a quick hold here for a second. Everybody's talking about weather, and I'm just looking here. Steve and of course, their trainers, And who else is he talking to there? He's talking about the weather and stuff going.
I'm going to say something to Mr. Corsair trainers there. Go back to your training, young man. Leave your door open and suffer. You know, you teach people how to be prepared. Just deal with it, man. Deal with it. It's okay. You can handle it, man. I've seen what you've done. You can handle it. Just go for it.
Yeah. It's yes, dear, but sometimes when you're saying yes, dear, and you misunderstand what you're saying yes, dear, to, it can cause problems too. Let me see if I can get Uncle Al up here real quick to his channel here. If I can find it here real quick. I'll get his link up there. So anybody's not. Oh, by the way, guys, right way down in the far corner there, Courtney is 18 away from 400. She's trying to get to 400 by May.
I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, you're that close. I was looking at their face like, yeah, we can get you to 400 by the end of February.
Well,
so, guys,
cool.
If you're not subscribed to Courtney, hit her up. She needs like you said, 18 to get there.
I'm 44
Audra,
away from 1,000.
Yeah, Dave's sorry. Dave is really close to 1,000. 44 away. Let's see here. I'm losing stuff, trying to get stuff caught here right. Oh, well, and I forgot. Audra's at
321.
321.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me get Uncle Al up here. There it is. Opening a new one. So this is Uncle Al's link coming up here, guys, at you. Whoa.
Yeah,
Uncle Al.
I was going to do a giveaway. So if I can get to 400, I was going to do, if I could get to 400 by May, I was going to do a giveaway. But if I get to 400 by the end of this month, I will do a giveaway sooner.
Yeah. She just had live on a challenge this evening. So yeah, she has a couple things going on. She has a carrot challenge going on and some other stuff. But so yeah,
those
guys.
Who don't know too, and aren't subs to my channel, at 1,000, I have a medical kit I am giving away, which is one of the few preps that most people neglect until the very end. And you know, with things going the way they may be going, it may be too late.
And then on my channel, to get to 400 when I get there, giving away 14 full-size packets of seeds, a mini top greenhouse, and a bag of soil. So,
oh, that's so awesome!
Got that going.
Giveaways everywhere.
Yeah, everyone's talking about weather up here. Last night we got 3 inches of snow, and then the plow came through. And this morning, and by the time I got out there with my tractor, another inch of snow had come in. And then finally it stopped after I got. Lisa Hopkins is in the house. It slowed down and it didn't snow from noon on, but we got more snow coming in here. The reason my wife left to go back to California is my oldest son, my middle child, got a job at Walmart, and he's on the spectrum. So he does not drive. He has to walk up to Walmart, which is about a mile away, maybe, not that far. And it's friggin' pouring right now there. Hey, Farm All Fanatics in the house. Woohoo! And Chivalrous Adventures came in. Carol, Fishes and Loaves Life is here. Yay. Dan M is in the house. Dan says it's still snowing in Nampa. That's over by you, Audra, isn't it?
There's tons of people in here that I haven't seen before, Gil. So cool.
Yeah.
Yes. For those of you just in, if you scroll back up, you'll see the links to everybody in the channel here.
You may want to repost Audra's because they're having an issue trying to find it.
Hold on one second. I'm putting mine right now, guys.
All right. So
Kathy got it.
Kathy got it. All right. Kathy's on it. All right. So that's so Homesteading Idaho is Audra below me, and then White Family Farm is over there. I'm going to make her big. Ta-da! She needs 18 to hit 400 for her giveaway. So Courtney needs 18 subscribers. So guys, jump on it. Let's get her to 18 by the end of the month. And then we need to get Audra needs about 80 to get up to 400. We need to get Audra going too. Thanks, Kraken. So, but you know, love does funny things to funny people, and everybody's funny. Just look in the mirror. We're all funny people, and the way things do for. Okay, Palmetto said 15 to go after he left. After you got you, so in our preps and stuff, even though your spouse may not agree exactly as you do now, things change. My wife years ago, about 10 years ago, thought I was a little nuts. Actually, a little bit more, about 15 years ago. And then certain things happening in the political climate of California. I said it right for you, Steve. I didn't say the other word. And she was looking, my wife being an accountant, goes, I don't want to retire in California anymore. Things are just getting, just taking too much away. There's too much problems with the way the political BS is going on. So, in 2000, I started really looking in interest around. And 2016, we bought this house here I'm in right here, which is the main house on the compound. And then on the 28th of last month, we bought the house across the street.
Okay, so I got a question to ask you. What do you plan on doing with the house that you're in now? Like you're moving across the street.
Okay.
But
I have this one room here upstairs. Is where I've been staying for the last year. My daughter and her family are downstairs.
Okay.
My daughter has already started moving stuff in. All the bookshelf for all the kids is up here. She's let me pull this off here. She's setting up. Take it over here. Right. She's setting her computer up here for her office. And the outside room right next to me here, which I was using also for where I had my refrigerator, my microwave and stuff, is now becoming the kids' playroom.
Oh, okay.
Because the kid, all except for the youngest, she's not worried about coming up and down the stairs. The youngest, which is 10 months old, flies up the stairs, has trouble going down, and she doesn't want her to go down.
My son hasn't conquered that yet, and he's 2. Yeah. I'm afraid he's just going to fall.
Well, this one here, yesterday, the most steps he took yesterday was 15 steps in a row. This evening down there, he's running around with the rest of them. Yeah, wow. Ted, he's running around, plop, sit down, get back up, run around, plop, sit down. So this is going to be the playroom up over there, and there's a childproof gate between this room and that room, so they can't come in here. And so, this is still going to be, this house is, my daughter, actually, she moved into it within weeks after us buying it, because they were up at in student housing at BYU, Idaho, in Rexburg, which is 45 minutes north of here. In California, 45-minute commute is nothing. Yeah. So he finished off his time up there. She graduated, and so they moved in here, so we didn't have to winterize the house. But we got the house across the street now, and so my wife and I are over there. I'm setting up an office for her over there now, and so she has an office over there and everything. For
how much acreage is it between both houses?
Well, this property here is actually almost 5 acres. It's 4.82 acres, and that's 1 acre even over there.
Oh, okay.
And my nephew now is coming up this summer because he wants to see if he wants to buy up here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he's a superintendent for East Bay Mud. It's East Bay Municipal Utility District up there in Northern California. But yeah. Let's see. Drops. Was that the Grand Teton Dam that you're talking about breaking? because I got all sorts of cool photos I've dug out of the archives on that. That's a scary one. It didn't affect the town here. It got up to the railroad tracks on the just to the side here, but didn't come over to us here at all. What took out us was one earlier than that. A lot of the town here. So where the town of Basalt is now is not where Basalt originally was. In my video I'll be putting out here shortly on the new house, at the end of the corner of the street here where the two streets meet, if you've ever seen it, all the stuff where my property's here and where they meet, well, it used to go across the canal and down into the little depression there where the city of Basalt was. They had a 4-story hotel, they had a mercantile store, they had a bunch of stuff, and all that got flooded out. Oh, 50, 60 years ago. So, but so my wife, she's got that. We've sort of come back together with wanting to get out of Idaho with our preps and stuff. She's getting more of the stuff that I was trying to push for earlier. She has set the thing down. We are not getting a freeze dryer until she's here. Then we're getting a freeze dryer. If you're wondering why we're waiting, it's because right now, if you look back at some of my videos from my gardening, my first video in the garden is look at what my wife did to the front yard. And then I got 2 later on about Chris's Urban California Garden Tour Part 1 and Part 2, where she walks. I had to break it up because she goes and explains all the front yard back here. We tore out the front lawn and put in a garden there. After I put in this nice garden, a nice lawn and sprinkler system, she goes, I want to put in a garden 2 years later. So we tore it out and put in a garden. We got fruit trees in the back, citrus trees, apricots, apples, everything. And so she does all the gardening there, but she doesn't do enough on just that little small 3rd-acre lot to warrant a freeze dryer. And I wanted to get a freeze dryer. And she goes, no, we're going to wait until I'm up there.
That would be so cool to get a freeze dryer. That's so cool.
And so in the meantime, now that I have this new property over there, she said, all right, this area here is going to be the garden. Well, that area she pointed to is where Brandon used to wash out his cattle trailers, his big semis. He has a semi-cattle trailer, and he washed all the poo out right in that one spot. And that is some fertile ground there after 15 years or 20 years of being washed out there.
Oh yeah.
So that's where the garden's going to go. And there's a lot of things we're looking at. She's looking at possible goats. Of course, now that we bought Brandon's property, he has a pig pen that is basically a 12-foot tall, 12-foot or 14-foot around grain silo that he had for the pig house, and their pig run is all concrete.
Oh,
so he just goes in and scrapes it out, no mud and everything. He scrapes it out, constantly throws down a couple bales of straw, and pigs are happy.
Yeah,
and so
that's the best way to do it is on concrete anyway. That's awesome.
So now they're like, okay, all right, we can do pigs, 1 or 2. I said, cool, great. And if we get Curtis across the street, because he bought one of Brandon's pigs last year, get Curtis to go in on a pig too, then we can get his son Jamie to come over here and take care of the pigs as well, and get several of the other neighbors as well. And so she's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. That way we're not having to do all the hard work.
Yeah. My mom lives really right next door. So if we got pigs, I mean, we would have to lime it. We'd have to make sure that they wouldn't stink. The previous people that lived here, they had a ton of pigs. And my mom put up a pine tree barrier and everything, because my mom couldn't even sit on her back porch. I mean, it just smelled like pig crap. Like, it was horrible. My mom would kill me if I got pigs. She would kill me.
Yeah. In our research, though, either you got to have a place like this where it's got cement and you can clean it out all the time, or you got to have a large area for them to go out and roam around in so the poo's all spread out, so it doesn't have a chance to, get rank.
Or just have 1 or 2 and not 20.
And then the other option, if you're going to keep pigs, is get yourself a steady supply of wood chips. If you're constantly adding wood chips to where they're making a mess, you're actually going to create a carbonaceous layer that's going to totally, you won't smell them. We do that with our chickens, and we have neighbors that are like, you have chickens? We have neighbors, they don't even know we have a steer now, and sometimes even goats. They're like, you do? So the wood chips are the way to really.
Yeah. Wood chips are especially important to us because we're on top of volcanic basalt, which is a very alkali soil. And so you add wood chips to it to bring it back to a pH, the pH 7 level a lot.
So is it really hard to grow in the ground there then?
No.
No?
I mean, all right. Well, when I did cantaloupe, the cantaloupe went nuts. The pumpkins, so much. The corn, some areas it grew, other areas it was like, The sunflowers went nuts. The sunflowers grow around here all the time.
Yeah.
Because the birds are always raiding the feed that has sunflowers in for chickens and everything else, everybody else's, and they drop seeds all over the place. Who we had in here? 5 Virgins Prepper. Hey. Oh, well, she's having 5 Virgins Preppers having time buffering badly. Oh, well. But welcome. Anyways, so the soil here is very alkali. Well, what we're finding out is the place where it's really good is under the big pine tree. And pine trees make the soil acid. So you have naturally alkali soil, and the pine tree, it meets in the middle. So the soil around it, as the pine needles and stuff break down, neutralizes the alkali, and they become, stuff. So
I was told that blueberries really like that kind of soil. Like we have a couple of blueberries. We have a whole line of pine trees that my grandfather put on the side of the house, and we got blueberry bushes underneath those pine trees, and they love these go wild.
Yeah, blueberries love acidic. They love the sorghum, peat moss, and stuff. The roses love the alkali, and which is the problem is because we had wild briar rose here, which was pain to get rid of, and we're still pulling some of it out, but got rid of most of it. I planted 4 blue spruce pine trees, and my daughter planted a couple other spruce pine trees as windbreaks. So that helped bring the soil up. But we just found out that I can go into Idaho Falls to the dump there in the summertime with my trailer, and they'll load it up for free of wood chips.
Oh, that's so cool! That's awesome.
Because that's where all the tree trimmers and stuff, they just take it to the dump and dump it, because nobody up there in the city wants wood chips. It's everybody down here 15 miles or 10 miles away that wants the wood chips, but they don't want to drive down here to dump it. So they just go to the city dump and dump it. So
there's this free program people have been telling me about. It's like a free program where they just dump off wood chips or whatever at your house.
Companies want to be able to drive that far.
Yes. I signed up for that, but I think my husband didn't like. He's like, no. He's like, they're gonna dump off an entire truckload of that stuff. He's like, where are we gonna put it right now? So I'm like, I unsigned up.
Yeah, I've signed up for it, and after 6 months, I said, fine. Can't you? I kept on saying, we have anything yet? You still want to stay? Yeah. Finally, it's like, no, get rid of it. I'm just gonna go to the dump this spring and stuff and pick stuff up the stuff and then mix it in.
Charles is so cute. He's like in the background, like he just walked by. He's like looking. He's so cute.
Yeah, he was quiet.
He knows he's in trouble right now because I told him to only eat, a little bit of his box of snack. He ate 3/4 of his box of snack.
Oh.
So after we're done, he's going to get chastised.
So yeah, I mean, with my wife and I, our love, relationship with prepping and stuff is eating more in the middle here. My mom before my mom passed away, gave was started giving her a whole bunch of her canning stuff. So we got all my mom's canning stuff when my mom passed away.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's like I found out in the stuff here when I I just moved boxes of it up here, put in the cargo container, started going through it. I about had a heart attack. There was a case about this tall, about that wide, and about that long. There were 4 rows of 15 boxes. Each box had held 12 regular canning lids. That case was full.
Wow, that is awesome.
It was like, ugh! And then I opened up this bag, and here's probably about 20 boxes of wide mouth lids that my mom she stopped canning and stuff, but she kept for a couple of years. So she kept buying stuff because she was going to can again.
Wow.
And so it's like boom. It's like so we're set for that. So
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to take canning classes. So she's taking canning classes down there.
Oh, that is so cool.
Al.
Your microphone, Al.
Al, your mic. There we go.
All right, sorry about that. Remember, Gil, on your when you found all this stuff, we were having the canning shortage with lids and jars and stuff. And you were like, "Oh, I hit the gold mine. I'm not telling anybody."
Well, I thought, it's okay. Trying to find it. Everyone around here. I checked with some of the people around here. They go, "Oh, we got plenty." And a lot of them started. They're doing water bath canning or using those reusable ones.
Yeah,
they're a little more expensive, but you can reuse them. 5 or 6 times, and you make save money on it.
I have to say one thing over here where I live, because I know people from Los Banos. We get rice hulls and we put it in our cattle pens, our dairy pens, our pig pens, our goat pens, because they bring 2 trailer truckloads, big. Dave knows what I'm talking about, and dump it. So we have like a little hill that behind it is our farmhouse, and we use that for everything, and it absorbs everything because nobody eats rice hulls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Audra, good point on that. One of the things that we found out, and we also found out from Brandon when he was regenerating some of the land around here, and also from Ron Netzel of the Green Wizard, was to put out straw or alfalfa, or just grow alfalfa and then turn it under, or clover. Clover's another one that puts a lot of nitrogen back into the soil. And my daughter bought a big bag of clover seeds, and we're going to do part of the field out here in clover, and going to do part of it in. I already took it over in sorghum, which is also supposed to put nitrogen back in.
Right. You could do radishes and turnips too.
Yeah, and that's what Howie was saying.
Yeah, Howie saying.
And so we're going to be putting a bunch of that stuff out there, and we'll bring in the wood chips. But I gotta keep on this. I find out as soon as the dairy starts hauling off their manure, I got to get them to bring a couple truckloads over here because they just give it away for free. But they won't do it during the winter time because it's they don't want to get their tractor stuck. They want to either the ground's frozen and they slide on the ice, or they sink, and so they want to wait till it thaws out just enough so they can get around the low side to get it. But they haul it out. They'll bring me several truckloads. I'll put that out there. Put the wood chips out there. Throw out the clover seeds and disc it, and see what comes up.
Anybody wants to make giant carrots for Courtney's contest? That's why I say pass. I'm not entering because if anybody's seen my daikon video, they understand why I say pass. If you want to grow carrots about big as your forearm, 2 tablespoons of yogurt. And that's all I'm going to say. You have to figure out the rest. Sorry.
Yeah, and
to try that.
I'm just catching up the side chat here a little bit. But yeah. So there have been some people that I know that have conflicts. The one wants to prep, was raised to prep, and the other one wants nothing to do with it. Oh, the government's going to take care of us. Finally, this year, he came around and went, oh, what? You were right. What do we need to do? And so there's, she had been doing some, buying extra stuff in the kitchen. So their kitchen pantry is full, but they have maybe 3 months stuff, in all her store squirreled away. And so now they're doing, they're getting more stuff, and he's re-registered, and so he's now on the other side of the fence. But it was causing problems with them for a few years. So finally, she decided, I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to do it on the side and just buy my extra groceries. Oh, it was on sale. I got a good deal on it, and just that's what she did. But yeah, there's some of them are I know there have been a few cases where there have been divorces over it. In fact, from what we understood, the house we bought from Brandon just brought across the street. It was put in 95. 6 months later, they got a divorce. Not sure which one didn't want to be there anymore of it, and they both walked away from the house.
Wow.
It sat for 5 years. Brandon bought it. No one that was living in that 5 years. He bought it, and and now he's got a fiance, and she's all into the same stuff too. His first wife was, he got rid of all the cows when we're getting married. And he goes, like an idiot, I got rid of the cows. That's as far as he went. He didn't say anything else, but okay. Have anything? Nothing here to see. Oh, okay. Let's read what Mama Z was putting down here. Hey, Mama Z, what are you cooking tomorrow morning at 9:30 Central Time? Get that out there. But there's Uncle Al's talked about some things that like the mushrooms that I notice Anthony's talking about here now. But one family member may be, oh yeah, that sounds like a great way to grow. Let's grow some mushrooms and stuff. And the other one's going, no.
Mama Z's shrimp
linguine.
Yeah.
Shrimp linguine.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, my wife would love that.
Excuse me.
Learn to speak a foreign language, folks, even if you pretend you don't know it.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's not true. My wife loves shrimp. I don't.
How about linguine?
When she does linguine and stuff, so she'll have a sauce for her with the shrimp on it, and she'll have a red sauce for me for.
When I was younger and very, very poor, I used to take ramen noodles and save the beef packets off to the side. And I like dill pickles, and I'd take a little bit of dill pickle juice and pour that on the ramen noodles after they were strained. Makes a good meal. Hey, when you're poor, you find a way to make something that tastes like paper taste better than paper.
That's why I cook.
All right.
Sorry.
All right, guys, we've been doing really great here, but we got to we hit the hour mark here, and Pete's Little Homestead's coming on next. So everybody head over to Pete's Little Homestead. But Tuesday is on Technical Tuesday. We're going to be talking about MCI triage, why you should take CERT training. MCI is mass casualty incident. And then next Friday night, here on the Friday night special, we'll be doing EMP. What can you do about it? Electromagnetic pulse. So we've been talking about that, and hopefully Reed will be up here, our electronics expert from New Mexico, and he'll be up. Hopefully he'll be here to join us on Friday. So last comments from anybody?
Thank you. I never thought I would be at 395 tonight. Oh my gosh, guys.
Whoa.
We need 5 more.
We need 5 more to get her to 400 for that giveaway.
Anything, Audra?
Nothing? Okay. Uncle Al?
Just be careful when you get joined with other people, either female, male, family members. Observe them, talk to them, get to know them before you do anything, and don't waste money.
Yeah.
Dave?
No, they don't want to hear what I got to say about this.
All right, so everyone head over to Pete's Little Homestead. And as always, everyone, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you next time around. Take
Bye.
care, folks.